service of C&C Worldwide.
C&C Podcasts are a service of C&C Worldwide and brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 member companies with business solutions since 1984. A pedestrian has reportedly been struck and seriously injured by a car in East Rochester. East Rochester police say the woman was hit Wednesday morning while crossing West Commercial Street, suffering multiple injuries, including broken bones. She was taken to the hospital. Investigators say the driver may not have been able to see her because of sun glare. 5 years ago, a Delta Connections flight operated by Colgan Air crashed into a neighborhood in Clarence Center after stalling and falling out of the sky on approach to Buffalo. The crash killed all 49 people on board Flight 3407 and one person on the ground. Families and friends of the victims will gather Wednesday evening in the Zion Lutheran Church in Clarence Center for a memorial service, then hold a candlelight vigil at the site of the crash, which is now a memorial to the victims. Investigators blamed the crash on an overtired flight crew failing to take the right corrective action when the plane stalled and began spinning. Congress has since adopted stricter regulations on crew fatigue, but the families are still pushing to see them implemented. The city of Rochester thinks a system of bikeways running parallel to busy main highways would encourage more people to get around by bicycle. The Bicycle Boulevards plan would keep bikes away from cars, make the roads safer for biking. The city held the first of two public meetings on the concept Tuesday night at the main library downtown. They hope to identify potential bike boulevard routes by late spring. Several people were arrested after fights broke out Tuesday at Rochester's Frederick Douglass campus on Fernwood Park. The city's school district says there were several fights among students at the Northeast and Northwest high schools, which are housed at Douglass. They say 2 students were taken to the hospital with non-serious injuries. Some students were pepper sprayed and were seen by the school nurse. Trouble started just after 1 p.m. There was a fight in the school cafeteria. As staffers were breaking it up, a fire alarm went off. The district says that was a malfunction. It was not set off by students, but the impact was to move the fight outside, where it finally took police and district security to break it up. The school was locked down once students were back in class. Nobody was allowed out of the classrooms for the final 2 periods. A report requested by the Rochester City School District gives the city's career and technical education programs an F for failing to get students ready for 21st century employers. City School Superintendent Bolgan Vargas asked for the State Education Department to review the performance of the district's vocational and technical schools. There are 3 of them, and they are located inside Edison Tech High School. It found student achievement unsatisfactory. Among recommendations to fix the problem, unifying the 3 schools and then hiring BOCES to run them. These are the Boards of Cooperative Education Services, which provide the technical and vocational classes for the suburban schools. Another recommendation says the district might simply close its career education program and just hand the Edison campus over to BOCES. The founder of Rochester's Food Link died of pancreatic cancer Tuesday at the age of 67. Tom Ferraro was a Rochester native, a lifelong anti-hunger advocate. He founded one of the nation's first regional food banks 36 years ago, and from 1978 to the present, FoodLink grew into an agency with more than 500 members that distributes more than 18 million pounds of surplus food each year in a number of counties around Rochester. Its customers are the food pantries, the soup kitchens, daycares, senior programs, after-school programs, a host of nonprofit organizations, all providing food service for the needy. Ferraro also founded 7 other food banks around New York, and he was one of the founding directors of Second Harvest, which is now known as Feeding America. He leaves behind a wife, 3 sons, and ranks of anti-hunger activists that he mentored over the years. Your next C&C podcast is whenever you click on a C&C news page and catch one. We post updates through the day. I'm Bud Lowell, C&C News.